Hi there, this is Jake from Pigeon Forge. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 7 deadly sins of online meetings. Ever since COVID struck a couple years ago, many of us have been subjected to horrors and misery in online meetings and online classes. It seems that nobody really wants to take responsibility for themselves and their presence, and I'm here to hopefully change that. Without further ado, let's get to it. Sin number 1. Poor audio will drive your audience bonkers. Some of them will check out, some of them will just drop out of the meeting entirely. Either way, you will not be able to effectively communicate your message if you have poor audio. Causes include a bad microphone placement, a bad environment, and failure to use headphones. Sin number 2, poor video. Poor video will lead to a lack of participant engagement because they have trouble seeing you. It could lead to distraction as they're looking at everything else around you other than you. Causes include a bad camera placement, poor choice of camera lens, poor lighting, poor camera angle, and poor camera stability. Sin number 3, poor network connection. A poor network connection will distort your audio and your video, making it garbled. Worst case scenario, you will get kicked out of the meeting or drop out of the meeting entirely, leaving your participants on their own, and they will just go their separate ways. Causes of poor connectivity include limited bandwidth, or more commonly network latency, which is usually caused by using some sort of wireless transmission media, whether it be Wi-Fi or satellite. But it may also be caused by unstable electricity. Either you're running your laptop off your battery and your battery dies, or you're on your home PC and you have a power drop. Sin number 4, poor studio environment. A poor studio environment, basically where you're broadcasting from, can impact the lighting, the audio, the video. It can introduce infinite distractions to both you and to your participants. The main cause of this is that you don't properly understand what a good environment is for broadcasting during an online meeting. This could be that you're broadcasting from a busy place, such as a coffee shop or your child's playroom. It could be a noisy place, such as in your basement next to your furnace. It could be an echoey place, such as your kitchen. It could be a lazy or unprofessional place, such as your couch or your bed, etc. You really need to take the time to set up a good home office that is quiet and distraction-free. Sin number 5, poor agenda. A poor agenda will lead to a lack of clarity in learning objectives or meeting goals. It will cause you difficulty when you're preparing your presentation materials. It will lead to expectation mismatch between you and your participants, and it will likely trigger both sins number 6 and 7. Causes include a lack of clear goals or vision for the purpose of the meeting or the class, miscalculating or misjudging who your audience is, failing to structure your time and use good time management, and a failure to communicate your expectations or the learning objectives. Sin number 6, poor material design. This has also been called death by PowerPoint. Crappy presentation material is doubly crappy online. If you create bad PowerPoint slides, you will be hated by all, especially those with learning disabilities. And honestly, many of the participants will just check out and start playing solitaire instead. Causes include poor agenda, failure to apply universal design for learning concepts, failure to decide where your audience should focus its attention, and just using slides that you don't need to use. Sometimes your voice is adequate. Sin number 7, poor preparation, poor presentation, poor presence, and poor engagement. This is a broad area, but it's all interconnected. If you aren't prepared to present your materials, you aren't mentally present, and you aren't ready to engage your audience, you will fall flat and look like a buffoon. And ultimately, you will fail to achieve the objectives that you set out for yourself in conducting this online meeting or class, and you will waste your time and everybody else's time. So why even bother? This is caused by a lack of everything else above, in addition to a lack of ground rules, a lack of rehearsal, a lack of recruiting a co-moderator to help you manage larger classes or meetings, or a lack of basic teaching, classroom management, or meeting management skills. Okay, so those are the 7 deadly sins of conducting online meetings. I hope that you found this enjoyable, enlightening, and or entertaining. If you have experiences with online meetings or classes, either positive or negative, please share them in the comments below so that we can all discuss and we can learn from each other how to improve our presence, our participation, and the participation of others so that we are no longer miserable in this space. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.